The Philippines has lifted the ban on entry of passengers from red list countries, jurisdictions, and territories or those areas with high risk of COVID-19 infection from January 16 to 31, 2021. Filipinos from these territories will now be allowed to enter the Philippines subject to quarantine without the need for a repatriation flight.
Pinapayagan na po ang inbound international travel ng lahat ng sa red list within the last 14 days prior to arrival to any port in the Philippines.
Territories under the red list are Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, Canada, Curaçao, French Guiana, Iceland, Malta, Mayotte, Mozambique, Puerto Rico, USA, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Spain, and U.S. Virgin Islands. All travelers from red, green, or yellow list areas are required to present a negative result from an RT-PCR test taken 48 hours before their departure from country of origin. Fully vaccinated travelers from red lists are required to undergo facility-based quarantine and take another RT-PCR test on the 7th day. They can be discharged once they get the negative result and complete their home quarantine on the 14th day from date of arrival. But for partially vaccinated, unvaccinated, or those whose vaccination status cannot be validated, they have to stay in quarantine until the 10th day and observe home quarantine until the 14th day. The Pandemic Task Force also amended the arrival protocols for those arriving from green and yellow list. Under the green list are 32 countries, territories, and jurisdictions including China, India, Indonesia, Japan, and others. Fully vaccinated foreign travelers from green list no longer have to undergo mandatory facility-based quarantine but will have to self-monitor for symptoms for 7 days. For the unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or those whose inoculation cannot be validated must go on facility quarantine until they get the result of an RT-PCR test taken on the 5th day. They are required to self-monitor for symptoms until the 14th day. For fully vaccinated from yellow territories, they are required to undergo facility-based quarantine and take RT-PCR test on the 5th day. Once they get a negative result, they can be released for completion of home quarantine up to the 7th day. For unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or those whose vaccination status cannot be verified, they will undergo facility-based quarantine and RT-PCR test on the 7th day. After getting their negative result, they can be discharged for home quarantine up to the 14th day. Meanwhile, starting February 16, 2022, all foreign nationals are required to present proof of full vaccination before entry to the Philippines. However, children below 18 years old, people medically unable to receive the vaccine, as well as foreign diplomats and their qualified dependents are exempted from the requirement. The palace reiterates all international tourists are still now allowed to enter the country. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.